Hello, everybody. Watching live, not listening, or maybe listening. Who knows? Watching live from LinkedIn and from Twitch. My name is Luis. I'm joined by Professor Jonathan Lim. I'm joined by Val and Nikhil. This is Over Underrated. If you have never tuned in to Over Underrated before, the way it works goes as follows. I have a list of topics right here in my handy dandy Google Doc. And I'm going to go over them one by one, and everybody here is going to respond on whether or not that topic is underrated or overrated. So we're going to do things a little bit differently on request from a listener, a bit of insight that we got last week. The way it's going to go this time is as follows. I'm going to give you a topic, and then once everybody hears the topic, I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and all of you at the same time are going to say your answer. So previously we did it one at a time, but we found that might lead to a bit of bias depending on
some consumer behavior. We
did
Okay, some A/B testing there.
Yeah, there you go. Right. So we're doing some testing here. So the way it works is you're gonna answer 3, 2, 1. You give your answer, and then either everyone agrees, and we go, cool. Let's explain why we all agreed on this one topic, or everybody disagrees, and then we go through that. Or the fun one, the one that I'm most excited about, is that there's disagreement amongst yourselves, because then at that point the gloves are off, and it's just defending your stance in any way that you kind of see fit here. So this is going to be a fun one. We have a few topics. I think we'll start off with we have one COVID question every week, and it's important to keep ourselves grounded in reality. So first topic this week is taking a gap year. Overrated or underrated?
Wait, can you clarify between undergrad and grad school, right? Or
I just think as a whole.
It's a whole.
Okay.
Taking like third year to fourth year, just in general. Just
however you want to identify. Okay, so taking a gap year. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds. Overrated or underrated? 3, 2, 1.
Underrated.
Okay, why is that? Let's start over there at this side of the table first.
Yeah, so I haven't taken a gap year, but I think we like to idolize going, from high school to college or 4-year university straight to work and stuff. But from what I've heard from the people who have done these gap years is that gave them the time to really discover themselves and figure out their passions and figure out exactly what they want to do and chase that. And if not taking that gap year often kind of just gets us tied up in the hustle and bustle, and there's really not that much time to just stop and think and be still about exploring what you want to do.
I would say, especially now, like during COVID, it's a good time to take a gap year if you're ever going to take a gap year, just because everything's going to change after this. So I think self-awareness is everything. You don't really know what you want to do, what passion you have, where you're trying to go as a career, what you want to study. Now it's time to ask those questions and kind of take a year off, because everything's kind of on a standstill. So it doesn't, I think it has more value right now than anything. So it's definitely underrated.
Yeah, I think sometimes kind of like what these guys are saying, sometimes we kind of get stuck in the motions of just going through our day-to-day life, and we don't really think. It'd be better if we had more time to just think and reevaluate, what am I doing, where am I going, what should I be doing, who should I become, right? So taking that time, whether it's a gap year or maybe less or more, right, helps you kind of refocus, rethink, reevaluate, which is really important just for all aspects of life.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can kind of say I took a gap year. It was more I was forced to, because I had to pay some bills, so I didn't go to college for a year. But I think that really puts in perspective what did for me, at least. It put in perspective, oh, actually, I want to go back to school because I don't want to keep working, a 9 to 5. I want to think more entrepreneurially and all this stuff. So I think gap years, whether it's something that is forced or whether it's something that you're taking because you have the resources available to yourself to take it in a more kind of relaxed way, I think it's powerful. A lot of the transformation can come from it.
Sure.
So moving on to the next one, is social media advertisements. Overrated or underrated? 3, 2, 1.
Underrated.
Underrated.
Why? Middle.
Going back to our point earlier, is advertising is getting smarter. So it's getting you advertisements that you actually care about and want to buy. I'm not somebody who easily gets swayed by advertisements. That being said, there are some times when I'm like, I have this problem and I really need to get it fixed, and then boom, there's an advertisement that actually solves that problem. I mean, going to our sending each other like just random advertisements we're getting about just digital marketing. There's stuff like now as a business owner, I'm always thinking about how do we optimize our workflows? How do we make our productivity go up? And then we get advertisements like, oh, you can do this and this will increase your workflow by X amount. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I didn't even know this existed. So I think in that way it's underrated overall.
I bought some pretty cool stuff because of that. So
Okay, all right, fair enough. That's all I'm gonna allow you to say, Professor Lim.
I think the best advertisement is when it's affecting you and you don't even know it, and that's social media advertising in a nutshell, right? You're being affected, and oftentimes you're not even aware of it. So
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I think actually I'm going against the grain here. I think it's overrated. It's just, it's just billboards on your phone at the end of the day. So.
You're the one who buys probably the most stuff off that.
No, I send you the
literally
ads.
DM us ads,
Oh,
dude.
stop it right
You were
now.
just talking about how you're a dog and how you got an advertisement, then you
It's
got it off
true.
Amazon,
That's
and you got
true.
it the same day. You can't tell a story.
No. I did not look at that on an ad. I researched cone alternatives, and I found that out. And
All right, fair enough.
once again, never looking at your search history ever.
No,
No,
just
absolutely
it's gonna be like cone alternatives, Fenty ? And then it's just like it kind of goes down the list there. I want to defend myself a little bit here. The messages that I send you two on Instagram, the DM for the ads that I get, I don't buy those ads. I would be so broke if every ad that I got that I sent you guys, I was like, that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna sign up for a year of that service. Like I send it to you. Either I've said this once, I'll say it again. 2 reasons: either it's a really bad ad or it's a really good ad.
Yeah.
That's really it. Okay, moving on. This is more for me and Val. I guess you too, Professor. Supreme clothing and hype beasts. Overrated or underrated? 3, 2, 1.
Overrated.
Over.
That's big. That's big talk.
That's a big talk.
Would you say that you are a self-identified hype beast? Or are you still kind of like a under the radar hype beast where like you'll have some hype beast paraphernalia, but it won't those who know.
What I would say is that I probably don't make enough to buy hypebeast clothing still at this
Okay.
point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So even though as much as I want it, and as much as I like it, I still probably cannot afford it. And so for all those 18-year-olds who can afford it, hats off to you because I cannot for sure. Yeah. So
It's crippling debt is how you afford it.
yes,
Debilitating
for
debt.
sure. Yes. But if you're buying hypebeast clothing, you are literally the greatest supporter of marketing in this planet has to see, right? So you are buying the very essence of marketing, and so props to you. It is the greatest evidence that marketing is effective. So that's what I would say.
Val?
Yeah. I mean, kind of going off of that. Great clothing. Don't get me wrong. And there's value behind it.
Dude, it's just
No. Let me finish. It's
know
the
about great
standpoint.
clothing.
It's the standpoint behind it because streetwear clothing there's a certain style to it. That being said,
Raggedy.
the second tier markets and what has happened because of these hypebeast clothing is just abnormal. Like the fact that you can buy something, wait in line for $300, and then going back to it's purely marketing, and then you can sell that for like $1,500. That blows my mind. Like you don't need a $1,500 hoodie.
Sure.
But you buy it because there's a limited quantity and because of the second tier market. So I get that, but it's just so overrated to me because I'm very minimalistic. I have a t-shirt that I've worn since high school freshman year, and like I don't really buy a lot of clothing. So for me to like drop that much money on a piece of clothing makes no logical sense to me.
Yeah.
But I do understand the power behind it.
It was a Supreme T-shirt, right, that you're wearing since high school, or
No. It was a DC shoes.
okay, the hypebeast brand back in 20. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, surprisingly enough, I'm really excited to hear Nikhil's point of view on this because believe it or not, he's head to toe in Balenciaga right now. So
Balenciaga.
no,
Really?
I'm kidding. No, how do you feel about it?
I mean,
I know how you feel, but explain how you feel about it.
supremely overpriced brick. Need I say more?
Oh jeez.
How much is it? $50, $100 for a brick?
That's just the retail price. I think.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's the
retail
retail
price.
price.
The resale price is way over that.
You
at
go on
least
StockX
5x.
and
It's at
you'll
least
find
5x.
that you'll
Yeah.
find that bad boy
Yeah.
selling for God knows how much.
Resellers is crazy.
Why?
What do you mean why? It's cool.
Why?
That's it. It's
No,
all
it's
branding. Look, Supreme, if you're out there listening to this podcast,
Somebody tag Supreme.
My address to send stuff to.
no, Supreme, if you're out there,
Yes.
I tip my hat.
Seriously.
to you.
Seriously.
The biggest
Seriously.
tip of a hat because like they understand this thing that humans fall prey to all the time, which is just like the sense of like false scarcity. False scarcity, excuse me, where it's like they say, oh man, you better buy this brick. There's only 50 of them in the whole world. And then people line up in every city to get one of 5 bricks that's there. And then they buy them and then they sell them. Some people just keep them and have them. It's amazing. Like the fact that you can buy, like, there's just like the white hoodie that has the red Supreme on it. Like that retails, well, I think it's like $180 if you buy it, if you would have bought it at the store. I've seen it sometimes go for like $400 or $500.
Yeah.
For like the one that always comes back. Like that's like the one that, for the most part, every so often they'll kind of bring it back for a little short period of time. I'm in the camp with Val where my clothes are, I have like 5 t-shirts and believe it or not, like I've moved away from like branding and stuff like that. Like my clothing now is like, you'll see it often. This is probably like the most branded shirt that I own besides some SpongeBob one that I bought where it's like I have gray shirts, I have white shirts, I have more darker gray shirts. So Supreme doesn't work on me, but it does work on everyone else, and it's amazing, and I love it.
It's not just any SpongeBob shirt, it's SpongeBob anime shirts.
You're right. It is a SpongeBob anime shirt, and I love it. I'll wear it next week.
It's a pretty sick shirt.
Yeah, it's a good shirt. It's a pretty good shirt.
Almost bought one.
Yeah.
Was it a partnership with Supreme?
No, I wish. I wish. So I actually have one more over under, and I really want us to get in the weeds with this one. It's something that I think we had a lot of passion. We all have passion in. It's something that I think we can all really have a nice, uncivil conversation about. I think is the direction that I want to go with this. It was brought up before, and it was almost as though there was a change of breath in the room when it was brought up. The tension grew and grew to the point where we had to change topics in fear of some kind of physical altercations breaking out. Shake Shack. Overrated or underrated?
Oh my god.
3, 2, 1.
Underrated.
Why is that?
It's better than people. So In-N-Out is great. Don't get me wrong, but part of what people are buying is a branding. To be completely honest, and so they're buying the branding, they're buying the history, they're buying the kind of the name, the cult value, so to speak, of it, right? And so it's a great burger, but that's what people are buying. And so I'm a big Shake Shack fan. If we had one on Riverside's campus, I would definitely.
Mama.
Real danger. So that's all I'll say.
Yeah, I would say it's underrated because it came to the West Coast with the competition with In-N-Out, so it automatically had kind of this like fight of which one's better. And going back into what we're talking about, cognitive dissonance, all these kinds of things, like people are like fighting back against like wanting to buy into Shake Shack. They're really focused on In-N-Out's the best, and like I'm gonna live by this. After I had Shake Shack, I'm like, this is a pretty damn good burger. Not gonna lie,
yeah.
like I'm all about this. Price point wise, I mean they're both not cheap. I mean at the end
You
of
got
the
to
day,
take out a small loan for Shake Shack, yeah.
yeah.
A couple months salary
Yeah,
usually.
a couple months for one burger, fries, a shake, yeah.
Yeah, but it's good, and I think
Yeah.
it's definitely underrated because they also have like what we're talking about with the menu that is like it's not a secret menu, but it's a menu that's diverse and it can compete with In-N-Out's secret menu. So I think that way it's a very solid burger joint.
For sure.
Burger.
I don't eat burgers often, but for me, it was the experience, right? Like I mentioned earlier, the only place I've had Shake Shack was in Hong Kong, but when I was studying abroad, I traveled to multiple countries. So 3 of those countries, there was a Shake Shack and a really cool spot.
Yeah.
So the Hong Kong one at the top of like their premium mall, you get on their balcony, you get pretty much, in my opinion, the best view of the city, right?
Yep.
While enjoying a pretty damn good burger. So that was awesome. And then in Seoul, I'm pretty sure I saw one. And then in Osaka, I saw one too. And they were crowded, right? I mean, I guess for the people who are living there, it's more of like kind of like a novelty because it's like an American burger chain. But to me, it stood out because it was like this place is all over the world. You don't see In-N-Out all over the world in these super cool spots.
Yeah.
So,
The only thing I gotta throw in there as well is Shake Shack has beer. In-N-Out does not.
Yeah.
That honestly, that's a make it or break it for me.
Any
personally.
restaurant has beer if you just take it there. I will say that. One thing I will say is I remember I was in LA one time for a shoot, and I was like, anytime I'm in LA, I always get a hankering for Sweet Greens. I don't know if anyone here has been to Sweet Greens.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. So I always get a hankering for Sweet Greens, and we were in the the fashion district in LA. So I'm like, I looked it up. There's a Sweet Greens up the street, so we're gonna get a couple of those bird scooters and shoot up, right? On my way to go get a salad, I passed by a Shake Shack, and I immediately took out my phone and went, hey, we're not going to Sweet Greens anymore. I'm dropping my pin on where I'm at right now. And I hung up the phone, and all the other photographers and the models that we were shooting with came to the Shake Shack. And yeah, that's the power, I think, of Shake Shack. And I just want to, it's like I went in with the best of intentions to get a very tasty salad. And even just the little logo, I saw in the distance, and I went, is that a Shake Shack? And then I got a little closer to it. I went out of my way. I was supposed to go straight, but I turned to go see if it was a Shake Shack, and sure enough, it was. And I was like, I don't care. Anything else could exist, and I'm still going to eat this Shake Shack right now. That being said, if ever... We're done with the segments. Now it's just me on a tangent. If ever you are in Chicago proper, there is the best burger I've ever had in my life. So much so that the last time I was in Chicago, I was there for 4 days, I believe. I ate at this burger place every single one of those 4 days I was in Chicago, mainly because my wife wasn't there. If my wife was there, we wouldn't have eaten at this burger place as many times as we did. But our wives were not there, me and one of my best friends. So we ate there every day. It's called Fatso's. If ever in Chicago, I send this out to you as well, everyone here. If you're ever in Chicago, 100% go and...
What's going on?
I think there's an Amber Alert going on. What a good time to end the segment. All right, everyone. It's my phone telling me to cut it out. Oh no.
That was like the rundown of the timer,
Yeah. So yeah, we're all done here, I think. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to Chicago. Go to Fatso's. In-N-Out's lame. Take beers anywhere you go. Lots of things that we learned during this underrated. No tears this time, but I think we all came out of this better than we came in. We're leaving this with a little bit more insight into one another, and just into the human psyche as a whole. A lot to think about. I'm not gonna sleep tonight. I don't know about you guys, but that's just me. Thank you, audience, for watching. As always, please follow us on all of our social medias. That would be Facebook's. The Instagram is mainly Instagram. That's actually our kind of bread and butter.
No, I would say Instagram and then LinkedIn, then YouTube.
Okay, Instagram and LinkedIn. Facebook doesn't exist anymore. Instagram, LinkedIn, those are our two big ones. If you're watching from LinkedIn, hello, I'm sure that you know that. And check out our website. If just, give it a gander if you see any services that you might need or want, or just interested in communicating with us, or maybe heck, somebody who would be awesome to get on this show. Send us a DM, send us a message over our website, send us a message on LinkedIn, send us a message on Instagram, reach out to me on Twitter, and we'll kind of go from there. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Professor Lim, for coming on. Is there anything that you would like to say to the crowd before we go?
No, I think we're good, and thanks for having me here, guys. It's fun chatting and fun just being with my former students, and yeah, just chatting and just having Luis as a fellow co guest on this podcast too. Well, thank you. No, but seriously, thank you all, and it was a great time, and it was fun. It was just fun being with everyone here. So
awesome,
sweet. Thank you, everyone.